Rajendran here, joining from Market Calls, and welcome everyone to live training session on market profile and order flow. So today we had a RBI policy announcement. Of course, these days policy announcements are getting a bit early, around 10 o'clock every time the policy announcement is happening. Earlier, the policy announcement generally used to happen around 11 to 12 o'clock. But that's fine. Anyways, RBI also today haven't maintained, they had maintained the status quo in today's session. So what right now, what we are seeing is the price is one time framing since the start of the day. It is a clear open drive. It is also one time framing as well. One time framing is a very good confidence. In fact, price had broken the previous day high at B period. And right now it had broken the 2-day high also. So multiple day high has been taken out at the D period. So far, the stronger price action is seen in the markets. So, before getting into that, I hope my audio and video quality is clear. If yes, please confirm me. There is a chat box down there. All right. Thank you, Raghu, for the confirmation, and thanks, Nitish, for the confirmation as well. So last 2 days, we've been maintaining a bullish view for a variety of reasons. Generally, we'll be, since the start of the series, right? That too, it was an earning series. Right now, we are in the earning series. So a very important series over here. Usually, if you see most of the earning series, they will be showing a wrong direction first, followed by that, they will be taking a right direction. This is, they'll create some sort of panic majority of the earning season, and then market moves in the direction, whichever direction it want to take. Even this series also, 5th April, there was a big drop happened, almost 400 points drop. You could have seen that it's a linear drop. At some point of time, it was feeling like, oh my God, this market is going to crash. That is a kind of fear which got created over here on this 5th, right? So it created, it's a long liquidation. What happened on that day is more of a long liquidation. So it created a fear among the people, fear among the traders. So who don't, it creates a lot of people, it creates a lot of non-believers on the trend. If a trend which is happening right now, right, what are the trend which is happening right now, or yesterday's one, or today's one, if you would have seen even yesterday's one also, it created kind of scary things over here. Price opened and it quickly dropped some 100, 200 points from the day high, and then it recovered back, sharp recovery, and then price done a sideways action. What it is trying to create, what this trend is trying to create is like, it tries to create a non-believer. So these are the places you'll be encountering a lot of negative news or the rising COVID tensions. And despite that, markets are keep on going in a upside journey. So far, it is happening over here. And there are two back-to-back poor highs is also there for the series, very important level to watch out in the upcoming days. And immediately there are no resistance. Earlier there was a resistance here. That resistance also market had broken today, and market is comfortably trading above those things. This is again an impressive thing. So price trading above 14,800 itself a very good bullish activity positionally. So that is more important thing. And these days, right, what we do is we not only look into the market profile, but for additional support for risk management, we also look into the technical analysis indicators as well to get an overall overview. So I was looking into the technical analysis indicators as well. So one of the indicator which I'll be watching here is the Turbo RSI, so which is turning green over here, which is likely to hold green as long as price is able to hold above 14,825 levels. So morning also I written an article about that. Very recently I had written an article about that. Let me pull up that. So I was looking for a positional targets of 15,400. I explained why. So here there was a look above, look below the balance and fail. So there is a 1,000-point range was there. Last 2 months, more than 2 months, in fact, Nifty is trading in a range between 14,400 to 15,400 majority of the times. So it created a range. And you could have seen that Nifty had broken the lower balance over here. If we could see, so this is the location, you could see that price had broken down below this range. So there is a look below the balance and pull back. Now sentiment is also turning positive. So that is a good sentiment in fact. So that means the strength is returning back to the markets that has a higher odds of moving towards 15,400 for the series. Max to max we can expect in 2 or 3 weeks. So my expectation is within 2 to 3 weeks. I'm expecting this price to come back to the upper end of the balance, 15,400 levels. And not only that, even before the sentiment was turning positive, you know that we don't trade the sentiments, but sentiment is one data point that we look into that. Even before sentiments are trading positive, yesterday I had a bullish view for the series where I've been talking about a potential. So here is a Nifty hedged futures is what I was recommending. So where you can go and look into this particular setup, why I had taken this setup, I had explained over here. Just go and check this out and how we are preparing and what kind of risk management strategy that we are adapting. Usually we are using a weekly put options as a hedge and we are taking long futures. So thereby you can reduce the margin also and also you will be having a risk control as well. So why I had taken this strategy approach, I had explained clearly over here. Can please go and check this out. Now coming back to the topic, right? So sentiment is turning back into the markets. That means this series, majority of the time, what I had experienced in the last 10 years or more than 10 years, I've been trading these markets for more than a decade now, almost 2006 is what I started trading. Almost this is my 15th year, if I'm not wrong. Most of the earning season, it creates a trend, but no people want to believe in such kind of trends. So what you are going to see is most likely a trend, but the trend is not going to be easy to trade. Of course, it is easy to trade if you're going to do some sort of hedging and you're practicing hedging mechanism. You can safely trade such kind of things. Comfortably you can trade, but majority of the time the trend will be like there'll be a smooth trend will be going on and all of a sudden there'll be a crash and then it will be slowly going up. Again it crashes, it goes up, it crashes, it goes up, it crashes, it goes up. So it creates such kind of crashes, panics, but still the trend will be evolving slowly and steadily. That is what I'm just gonna look into that. Let me tell you what you should not look into this particular point. If you are going to look into India VIX, right? This is whoever last Monday, whoever look into the India VIX, at some point of time, India VIX was even up by 15%. And then 10%, 12%, that is the kind of closing we had on this Monday. Right? This week, start of the week, Monday, VIX was given a tremendous fear. That fear, right? That fear, the next day, the fear is gone. Now that is the thing that is the most important point. There is no follow-through rally on Tuesday. So Monday we had a liquidation. Monday what we had? Monday we had a strong liquidation. Monday we had a strong liquidation. Strong liquidation. And that liquidation supposed to continue on Tuesday also. That Tuesday, there is no follow-through. No follow-through. Now that itself a very important component over here that gives a brief idea that the sellers who are serious on Monday, they are missing on Tuesday. And right now on Wednesday also they are missing. So where they are? So basically, whoever trying to short this market, right, they will be finding a reason why to short this market. They'll be finding a reason like, hey, FIs are selling, or DIs are selling, or maybe the rising COVID numbers. Maybe a lot of states are again going for a lockdown. If you recently analyze the economy, right? So economy is going good, GST numbers are good, but still there are rising tensions on lockdown. The COVID fears has been at all-time high. More than that, more than what we've seen in 2020. We are already talking about a second wave, and most of the states are already doing a night lockdown. Right, so evening 9 to morning 6 o'clock lockdown has been going on in Chhattisgarh, Delhi, and other parts of the country. So various places, such kind of lockdowns are people again talking about lockdowns. So there is again a fear is there. What is going to happen? But despite everything, if you are looking into the clarity, right? So you keep aside all those rising COVID tensions. What is happening at the price? Is it really that fear is getting reflected on the charts? If you ask me, of course, after Monday, we haven't witnessed any of those fears. That fears, if it is there right now, would have been continued that on the fear side. But that is not continuing. So if it is not continuing, what we should do in that case, probably we also has to change. If fear is there, you just go and trade on the downside. If the downside is not following through, then ideally we should go and follow the trend, right? So that is what a trader has to do. See, so far this sentiment is holding green, which is very, very important for positional sentiment to hold on the positive side. Now, the second thing that one need to understand in today's point of view is like, so far the trend itself, one time framing, multi-day high has been broken out. So this multi-day high is going to be the confidence monitor for the day. This is going to be the confidence monitor. Couple of weaker levels was there in April. It has been taken out. So in a very, very short term, what we should look over here is the first April high. First April high is what one have to look out over here, because it is if you see the poor high, it's a poor high. First April is, if you could see, you see that the letter K, L, and M, right? So you see the letter K, L, M. All these are tightly packed levels. So some sort of stop loss would have been built over here. These levels are likely to taken out in this series itself. Such a visual reference level. So this poor high, anything above this poor high, lot of stop loss is sitting around. The odds of this poor high probably taking out in either today or either on max to max by Friday or Monday is mostly on the higher side. That is one important point. So what are the other things I am going to focus here is, so there is a stop loss which is getting built around these poor high levels, usually a positional stops. Most of the short seller stops are likely to hold above 15,000 levels. Any breakout above 15,000 levels, it will bring more bullish activity in the markets. So a lot of stops are sitting, stops from sellers, positional sellers are at around those first April high, because from that point only we got a liquidation. So usually kind of an inventory getting long to long scenario, so which is followed by an liquidation, a strong liquidation, but still market failed to continue in the direction of the liquidation. Now we are back above where we started at the Monday high. We are back above the Monday high. One important thing that you need to understand from here is, if I go to the weekly time frame, let me pull up the weekly time frame here. So this is what the look down below the balance and fail. Let me also note down here about this look down, look below the balance and fail, look below the balance and fail. It is a market profile concept. So look below the balance and fail is more of a market profile concept. Usually price will go to the 15,400 levels. And if you're watching the weekly time frame, right, the weekly had broken the previous week low and then it had a pullback. Usually a weekly breakout failure, previous week has been taken down and then it got a pullback over here, which is again more of a bullish setup only. At least it says like lack of bearishness is there. If it is a strong selling activity, right, at least now we should be trading down below the previous week low, and that is also not happening at this point of time. So overall a bullish effort is what taken by the traders. The serious sellers are missing after that Monday session. Now, let us go and check out about today's activity, right? So today's activity is what we are here. We are going for we're not here for live training, positional opportunity, but what one can do with the today's market activity, how good the buyers are doing a job over here. Are there any weaker hands are showing up for the day? That is what we're going to look out in today's session. So today's session, as per that one time framing, you know that one time framing is more of a good confidence. I am not able to see any of the visual weakness in today's structure yet. So far, the trend is one time framing up. Even if you're looking from the order flow perspective also, right? I'm able to see, you can see that there's some very good positioning is happening over here in this particular candle. So good positioning happened over here. Whenever such kind of good positioning is happening, I'll be looking for mostly volume clusters. As of now, I'm not able to find any volume clusters over here or any other place. Today, there are no volume clusters at all, but only the buyers are, buyers had taken some good setup over here. So let me remove that volume. Generally, I'll be using delta, cumulative delta and volumes over here. So three places the buyers are dominating over here. A slow and steady buyers is what we are seeing at this point of time. So this is the one place where we are seeing a big delta, second big delta over here, and third big delta over here. So three big delta I am able to witness over here. So this delta is even more bigger because this delta is like almost, if you could see this delta, 3,340 is the delta value. A very impressive delta. Serious buyers are onboarding in this particular setup. So this particular setup, right? So probably a big push is happening. A lot of buyers are onboarding, though they are not positioning, but they are continuously pushing the price up. So definitely some big players involvement is here around 11,000. Though there is no volume clustering activity is not happening, some good positioning happened around these levels. Definitely this zone is going to be an important reference to me. This entire candle, I'm going to take it as a reference. I want to check how the price is going to behave around those levels. So it is definitely, it is one good sign of confidence. Whenever 3,340 levels, which is happening, it is not a joke. It very rarely it happens in order flow. So whenever it is happening, you should notice the price behavior, how the price is behaving around those levels, whether the price is coming and revisiting back or not. So that is how your learning also takes place. So again, looking into the perspective, the one time framing is keep on going on. And so far, two levels has been taken out. The third one is over here. Anything above that, a stop hunting can happen. So far, one time framing is also holding on. A lot of bigger volumes happened every time the price is hitting a fresh high. And I can tell you one thing, the chances of day low testing is very much reduced over here. The chances of testing the day low, that is price again coming back and testing the 14,700 levels, that chances is now getting lower and lower, right? So the chances is getting lower. Chances of day low testing probability is getting lower. And moreover, one time framing itself a very good confidence. Not only that, one time framing, acceptance above the single print zone. Notice this acceptance above the single print zone. That itself an indication of a high confidence market. So far, two things are happening here, which indicates a high confidence market. One is one time framing is happening, one time framing, and acceptance above the single print zone. So that is again another indication that we are market itself showing a high confidence price action movement. So these two things, and open drive, again an open drive is also, so open drive plus one time framing, all these are indications of a high confidence activity only. Means buyers are really doing a good job over here. The same thing we are witnessing from the order flow as well. So order flow information also more or less pointing to the same information as well. So this is where a big delta handled. It is not a volume clustering, but without volume clustering, it happened. So maybe if this kind of bigger volume is happening, some institutional push is happening over here. That is what we can understand over here. So maybe they could be from the longer time frame activity, because only longer time frames can bring these kind of bigger delta. So you can also go back and check out the sector level activity, how the sector level activity is happening at this point of time. So I'll go to NSE India portal. Maybe I'll go to the old NSE India portal because it's very easy to understand what the sector level indices are doing. So if you go to the check over here, there is a sectoral indices. You can see that all the sectoral indices are green. So that means sector-wide buying is happening. That means delivery buying is happening from the institutions. So it means long-term play is also involved in today's market. So long-term activity is involved, and broader market index is also mostly on the green side. You see that except India VIX, everything is on the green side only. Almost every sector is in the green. So this is one important point, that we are not only competing with regular players, we are also competing with it. Is not a regular day, but some long-term players are coming and competing after the RBI policy announcement. So generally, most of the time, right? So whenever there is any announcement, big players, they will not play. They will wait for the event to get over. Once the event is over, once there is a clarity on the events, right? Then they will be mostly coming and taking a trading opportunity in the market. That's what big players generally they prefer to do in the markets. So long-term buyers' presence are to greater extent it is there, which is we are able to see here. Because if it is a trader, right, a trader cannot a trader or a group of traders, they cannot do a sector level activity. So if you are seeing such kind of sector level activity, then most likely some institutional push is definitely happening. Some higher time frame players are definitely present in the markets, and moreover the order flow is also more or less saying the same thing over here, right? This kind of bigger delta, it is usually an indication of a longer time frame players presence in the markets, which you can realize in the live markets itself, rather than doing the post-mortem after what FIs had done, what DIs had done. So who is actually dominating? If you ask me, definitely some higher time frame players are dominating this market in today's activity. Should we have to go and trade against them? Of course not. So maybe you should wait for the dips and buy the dips. That is the only strategy we can practice. Definitely trying to trade against them will work only rarely. And at this point of time, even if you're looking into indicators, generally you can also look into indicators for some sort of a bias. So I was looking into indicators like 15-minute time frame, which is also holding positive, turned positive yesterday, which is also positionally a good setup only. And the other one is like Harley sentiment is also holding positive for the last couple of days. After that big downside journey, it turned positive, and the big drop, it failed to generate a sell signal over here, and then it pulled back up and it is holding up, which is one important setup over here. Another top-down analysis that I was using earlier, and now again I brought it back as a top part of the rule, like so to look into the medium time frame trends. So I'll be using something like my very old indicator it is, but still I love this indicator. It's an indication of a trend, nothing much. You cannot take any bigger picture using that. But I can say like it is more of it's a simple 5 EMA high-low strategy, right? So strategy, market calls. So which I've been using for a long time now. I use this strategy since 2009 also. Now also I was using this simple high-low trading strategy, not to take any trading decision, but to estimate, to try to understand what is the trend is trying to do. So I prefer to use it on a probably on a something like on a weekly time frame is what I'm going to use it. So weekly time, you can see that the time frame used is weekly. Even now I prefer to use this particular setup just only for top-down analysis purpose, only for preparation, what the trend is doing, whether the weekly trend is down or up. So I prefer to use this on a weekly time frame in Nifty. So here, if you could see, it turned positive when it broken above the 5 EMA line, and so far it is holding. Whenever it is getting between the 5 EMA bands, you can expect a lot of sideways price action, and that is what it is happening. Now, once it breaks and closes above the upper channel, that is above 15,024, we can expect again resumption of an uptrend. So usually you can see here, whenever it is maintaining above the 5 EMA line, you will be able to see a trend. The moment it is getting back into the line, right, you will be seeing a sideways markets. And in fact, if there is any sell signal, you'll be able to see that continuously it keeps on closing down below the 5 EMA low levels. So very visual indications only, nothing much complicated. So far we are in a downside mood. It's been trading in between the 5 EMA high and low levels. Even though price was trying to break down below the 5 EMA low, but closing is every time above the 5 EMA low only. That means what? Trend is not developing. That is the only thing that we can understand from here, because EMAs are not good in predictions, but EMAs are good in capturing the trend. So you can use this as a trend management tool. Only as a trend management tool, you can understand and what phase we are right now in. That also we can use it in this particular phase. So only one thing is that repeatedly 5 EMA low is getting failed. Market is failing to close down below 5 EMA low, which is nothing but current at this point of time 14,521 is the level. On the weekly time frame itself, it is failing to close down below 15,200 level. So unless 15,500 is not broken, one need not to be strongly bearish. You don't need to take that strongly bearish opinion. If in case if you're bearish, you try to trade intraday shorts, or maybe as long as the sentiment is holding positive, anything you want to do, you can max to max, you can limit yourself only to intraday shorts only, because a lot of shorting opportunity are also going to happen. But what I'm thinking is most of the shorting opportunity is likely to be limited only from the intraday perspective only, and that too one have to wait and take such kind of an approach, which is very difficult by any means. But the easiest thing, most likely to be maintaining on the buying side with some sort of an hedges. You have to maintain hedges because a lot of times market will scare with the price action, but still they will try to repeatedly take the price back up, and that is what they had done so far, and that is what my comment also at this point of time. Now looking into the further structure, so a lot of bigger volumes happened in these locations. So every time that bigger price action is keep on happening with an uptrend, maybe the chances are there, like even today's setup could turn into a trend day also. So far the chances are there because bigger volume is there. First of all, big volumes are coming in on the buying side. Longer time frame participants are coming in. One time framing is happening. A very good confidence is there from the buyers up to this point. So at this point of time, there are no sort of there are no price rotations at all in Nifty, right? So one is there is no price rotation with Nifty, and another major important note that you need to understand here is like most of the earnings season. If you see most of the earnings season, if you would have witnessed many times, Nifty and Bank Nifty will be trading in a different directions. Nifty will be keep on going up. Maybe Bank Nifty will try to go up, but it will try to fail, and then which will be keep on happening, and that will maintain the confusion that whether the Nifty is going up, Bank Nifty is going down. So something is going wrong over here. But let me tell you one thing: if you trade Nifty, you trade Nifty. If you trade Bank Nifty, you trade only Bank Nifty. Just because Nifty is going up, don't try to trade Bank Nifty. Just because Bank Nifty is not going up, don't try to short Nifty. So that was because generally these kind of divergence are likely to be very common during the start of the earning season, and I hope at some point of time that divergence will be resolved. All of a sudden, Nifty or Bank Nifty will be likely to either Nifty will catch up with Bank Nifty or Bank Nifty will catch up with Nifty at some point of time. But during the earning season, there are many times I had observed that. This is my personal observation. Maybe for you, it could be different also. Many times I had seen that Nifty and Bank Nifty went with large degree of divergence. If you are looking into the Bank Nifty from the top-down perspective, what we can understand here is, let me go to the Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, it is still struggling to come up. It had done some good job in the last 2 days of recovery, but still it's been struggling. It is very far away from the all-time high. You can see that the all-time high is very far away from that, almost 5,000 points away from that levels. Whereas Nifty is hardly another 600 points away from those levels. So not 600, but 500 points away from the current levels. And weekly time frame itself, Bank Nifty is trying to come down. They are trying to fade this big candle, but they're not able to fade the big candle itself. One another thing that you can understand from here is like the Bank Nifty is still struggling to close down below the 5 EMA levels, even though prices keep on coming down, right? So still they are not successfully able to close down below the 5 EMA levels. Though the channels are going down, price is repeatedly failing to close down below 5 EMA levels. Most likely, if at all anything, it could still start trading downside between the range. It could create a range also. It could trade inside the range, followed by that at some point of time, they could pull back. But at this point of time, there is a slight amount of divergence in Nifty, and Bank Nifty is building up. So always bet on the winning horse, right? So I would say like I would prefer to take more of a Nifty as a preference to ride the long trend compared to the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, maybe at some point of time, it could chase up, but there are times it could stall for some time, not doing, and then are mostly going sideways, frustrating, making traders to think Nifty is like going up, but Bank Nifty is about to fall. That is the kind of sentiment you're going to see. So which is definitely Bank Nifty perspective, some sort of compressed bearishness is there. So Bank Nifty sentiment is also not doing that great. If I could pick up that, if you could see the Bank Nifty sentiment is still maintaining negative for the last 3 trading sessions. Some extent, some positive price action is happening. So I would say like if Bank Nifty is showing a long opportunity, go and trade the long opportunity. If Bank Nifty is showing a bearish opportunity, go and trade the bearish opportunity. Don't try to stick to any direction. That is what my opinion here with Bank Nifty. I don't have any bullish or bearish opinion in Bank Nifty at this point of time. So, however, Nifty, I'm having an opinion. I already explained what is my opinion about Nifty is all about. Today's action is definitely a dangerous thing to go and trade against the long-term players, because higher time frame players are definitely coming and taking dominance over here. We're also witnessed a sector level buying pressure as well. And followed by that, let me also pull up one of my favorite trading strategy. So which is like, not this one. So I was having a quick flip. So where exactly is the quick flip? So here is a quick flip. This is also on the hourly time frame. It also turned positive, which is another confirmation for the trend. So everywhere the trend confirmation is still sticking to the positive side. After the after the Monday drop, most of the hourly indicators turning positive, which is definitely a good scenario for the sentiment to hold positive. And something has to go wrong. First thing is like price has to invalidate and has to close down below 14,800 levels at least. That is the first place we can understand that, okay, maybe something is changed. Maybe there is still the markets are not in a mood to go on the higher side, but daily turning negative, all the hourly indicators maintaining positive. So all these are very good indication that so from a trend perspective, the trend building nature is getting, the base has been formed for the trend, and in fact the trend also started building up. Now further, will it build from here or not? Where it can go, we already talked about that. 15,400 is the level which I've been watching for the series. So one can definitely trade this bigger trade setups. It is a bigger trade setup. Once in a while, you will be seeing such kind of bigger trade setups, and that is very common during the earnings season. Most of the earnings season, which is going to be very common. But at the same time, one how to manage the volatility. That is the most biggest thing, because all of a sudden intraday that can happen. Like yesterday, it happened. There was a sudden 160 point drop, and followed by that a 200 point rise. So everything happened within 45 minutes itself, 30 minutes itself. 30 minutes yesterday, if you had seen the price action, let me pull up yesterday's price action here. I'll see if you could see that. From the opening, there was a drop, and very quickly they had bounced back. Now this is like a crazy 150 points of drop and 200 points of pullback. Everything is happening in just half an hour price action. So people who are watching this kind of price action will be taking a lot of emotional decisions. So if you're gonna take, instead of going and taking such kind of emotional decisions, one have to manage to trade these kind of expectations, right? So which is very difficult. It only comes by practice. That I can tell you that. And anyways, there was a small promo over here. We are running an mentorship program on options. So anybody who are curious to learn more about option strategies using market profile, they can go and learn this program on. Let me pull up here. Somehow I'm not able to type from my keypad. But I can tell you we are running an Option Hydra 3.0 mentoring program where we are doing a lot of live sessions as well as weekend sessions as well. So we are trying to bring a practical way of option trading approach, basically for the traders who want to take a view-based trading approach. However, we are also going to impart a lot more learnings on from the system trading approach as well. Whenever you are trading a view, how to manage your risk using options, and how technical analysis will be helping you out in managing your expectations, not only the expectations, but also how to predict the markets using market profile. A lot of prediction skills that we're going to bring over here, and how you can use market profile not only for prediction, but also to understand this market. So more than a prediction, what is more important is trying to understand this market. So how you can understand these markets to trade in any complex market conditions. Like if you would have seen the Monday, it is definitely a sure chaos. According to any trader, it is a chaos only. So how to understand this chaos and how to extract meaningful information from the chaos. On top of that, how you can apply your prediction skills. That is what I'm gonna teach in this Option Hydra program. So we separated into two phases. One is Option Hydra basics, and another one is the Option Hydra advanced part. So basic is mostly for the users who want to learn option trading strategies and how to take a view-based approach, when to follow which strategy, trying to understand the implied volatility much deeper, when to play the straddle strangles, and when to play the spreads, and when to play the ratio spreads, and when to play the directional naked long, and when to take the directional naked shorts. So, and what is the winning ratio and how one can apply on a daily basis, when to enter, when to exit. So those kind of practical challenges, whatever the things that a basic user who is very new to options, whoever is having, so those things will be clarified, and how to take a top-down approach. So definitely what will be imparting in the Option Hydra basic program is how you should take a top-down approach and how you can use the indicators in your favor, and what are the places you can find a high probable trading opportunity. So this time we are going to create a lot of virtual trading approach. So we're going to create a lot of virtual trading strategies. What are the strategies that we are going to talk over here? We're going to track those strategies as well. And time to time, we'll be revising those strategies. How to handle a particular trading system. We'll be creating a lot of strategies, and then I'll be explaining in the live itself. I'll be explaining how to manage such kind of strategies as well. If something is going wrong against you, what kind of knowledge you can apply. All those things will be part of Option Hydra 3.0 basic. However, Option Hydra advanced. So most of the Option Hydra advanced, what we are going to do here is how to combine market profile to trade options. How to use market profile. Usually a fusion approach is what of late we've been adopting how to use market profile with technical analysis tools, and how that could increase your win rate and reduce your risk of the overall trading system is what I'm going to explain. And moreover, that this time it's an option Hydra 3.0, so definitely an enhanced approach. Every time whenever we are doing an option Hydra or a Tradezilla mentoring program, we increase the quality of the content,
Connection lost.
and not only the quality of the content, but also we equally take care of the risk management part as well. We try to bring highly reduced risk and improved reward kind of tactics we'll be adopting most of the time. So we are continuously exploring the markets and continuously exploring the edge in the markets. And that is what you can anticipate. Overall, what you can anticipate is an institutional grade technical analysis program is what I can guarantee you. Anyways, which is starting from coming week onwards. So if you're already attended any of the Option Hydra program or a Tradezilla program, you can get in touch with our Febina's team. They will be helping you out in onboarding you as earlier. There is also, you can also get some coupon codes from the Febina's team as well. If you're already an existing attendee and you still want to continue with the newer approach, definitely you can get in touch with our Febina's team. So here at this point of time, from the order flow perspective, so for nothing much, price was still one time framing. It is not giving up at all. And moreover, the price action over here on the daily time frame started turning positive. This is the most important turning point, I would say. Like, this indicator fluctuations are very common, but there are many earning season when the sentiment is turning positive, right? They don't turn negative that faster. So what I could suggest here is don't try to take a positional shots unless the sentimental indicator is turning negative, which is not a good idea at all. Usually, though Turbo RSI is a proprietary indicator, which many of our users itself, they'll be using it. But one thing that I had regularly witnessed is during an earning season, when the Turbo RSI is turning positive, it could remain positive for next 10 days also, 15 days also. So that is the kind of thoughts I'm having in. Even though there are intraday, there could be intraday drops can happen, but eventually every dip will be bought back. So that is the kind of markets that we are going to witness in the next couple of days. Now, all these views, whatever I'm presenting, is mostly from my experience-based trading only. So, because I had seen this kind of market price actions repeatedly many times, if something has to go wrong, then daily indications has to turn negative, which I believe next 10 days, next 7 to 10 days, I'm just thinking that the trend is aligned on the positive side. So maybe a slow and steady uptrend is what likely to happen. Positionally, traders are likely to take advantage of this move, but trying to trade from an intraday perspective, unless you don't have that fast mindset to move the markets, right? So trend is falling down quickly, a trend can reverse, and again trend can reverse multiple times during a day. So unless you're not coming up with that kind of mindset, it is very difficult to capture it using an intraday methodology. So from an intraday perspective, still there is no clarity about the point of control formation. If you're looking into the price action over here, still the price action is keep on one time framing only. And so far, no weaker setups at all I'm seeing at this point of time. And looking from the Bank Nifty perspective, Bank Nifty is not one time framing, but however, it had broken the previous day high. Whereas if you could see Nifty had broken, and they are trading very close to the previous week high. But Bank Nifty is far away from the previous week high. Still, there is a temporary resistance is around this level. Only an acceptance above this level, it could turn into a positional buy. It's not a positional buy yet, but any acceptance above this level, still Bank Nifty is trading around the resistance only. However, any acceptance above 33,200 levels, Today also, it is, if you ask me whether it is possible or not, chances are there, but still it is Bank Nifty have to do a lot of time to stay above 33,200 levels, which is most critical part to accept above the B-shaped profile. So what we had on 5th of April is we are having a B-shaped profile. So we are having a B-shaped profile over here. So B-shaped profile. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not able to type anything on the PC. I don't know why.
Connection lost.
Anyways, but I think I can draw. So this particular day, what we are having here is more of a B-shaped profile structure. What we got here. B-shaped profile structure. So B-shaped profile structure means usually there is also single print zones also there. So this day is more of a liquidation day. So this day is more of an emotional liquidation. So usually a temporary downtrend can happen, but eventually the moment the price action is crossing and accepting above these levels, it could bring some more bullish activity over here. So at this point of time, there is no clarity yet. That's what the reason is. I'm saying any acceptance above 33,200 is likely to be a bullish opportunity. Until then, that the zone, the single print zone, is likely to act like a important resistance level. That resistance level still not cleared yet. So let it clear. After that, one can go and look for more bullish trading opportunities. Positional bullish trading opportunity is what one can take. Until then, one should maintain a neutral approach with Bank Nifty. So the next letter also started. Letter F has been started over here. Still one time framing. So there is a lot of single prints also there. So far, there is not much of a weakness yet at this point of time. As long as that one time framing is going on, one need not to take any bearish approach in the market. Any bearish approach one can take is maximum to wait for this. If at all any short selling opportunity, maximum one can trade towards the B period, single prints to go and fade. That is what one can adapt over here. But however, this D period push is done by strong buyers. That is the reason I'm also taking a zone over here. Price haven't entered into this zone yet because this is where the big delta positioning happened. A very big delta price action happened in this zone. So this is one immediate zone which I've been watching out. If price trying to enter, maybe they could enter completely fade this zone. What one should not do over here is, even if you are trying to look for a shorting opportunity, you should keep your expectation limited on the shorting side. But however, on the upside, the limits are, it's almost like
connection lost.
Very good setup happened so far. So the potential for another 500 points move is likely to be there on the upper side. So that's my point in today's live session. I hope you learned something new, and hopefully we will be doing more interesting sessions like this. And thanks for coming by and attending the session. And if in case you learn something new, right, let me know in the testimonial section. Kindly take some time and give some testimonial about what you learned in the session. So that will be helping us to fine tune our approach towards teaching the traders. And I'll thank you once again for coming down and listening to me very patiently. Thank you.